1212, leave a comment in the chat if you can hear this. We are going to begin the stream if we hit 150 likes today.
all about experience. It's to feel the adrenaline running through our veins. Like all the things we do that excite us. Whatever world we come from or live in, there are people that are born to succeed. They're called special, to hustle every day for an opportunity of a lifetime. Looking for the challenge to shape our future is something that's in our DNA. A privilege just available for a few. Traders, we see things differently, paying attention to every small detail that would maybe go unnoticed by the common eye. On or by the edge is our playground, with a constant strive for glory, seeking for a new tomorrow. Do you feel special? Take back control of your investments.
One, two, 1, 2. Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen.
Good afternoon, Thomas.
Can you hear me?
1, 2, 1, 2. Real good.
Do you want to double your money today?
Let's try triple it.
No, it's going to be easy day. This week is too risky, but next week we're going to have some good opportunities in the market.
No problem.
1000%. You want to double your money today?
Let's try triple. Echoes.
Good afternoon, Mr. Thomas.
Hello, good
Everybody.
afternoon. Andrew?
Good
Is it?
afternoon.
No, Luis Novo.
Luis,
Hello.
Luis.
Do you speak what language?
Portuguese? From Portugal.
Ah, Portuguese.
Yes. Portuguese. It's for female girls. Good morning.
Good morning. Yevgeny. Hello.
Yes. Hi.
How are you?
I'm doing great.
Finally,
you
someone
guys?
is turning on the camera. It's good to see you, brother.
Thank you. By the
What
way,
language
Thank you for your channel. It's been a life changer for me. I'm pretty new to trading, and I actually have lost a lot of money really gambling. So now I'm just kind of learning from you guys, and most of the days I don't trade, just watch you, and it's amazing. So I love
Wow.
it.
When did you join?
2 weeks ago.
How do you like it so far?
I love it. I love it. I love it. I don't trade a lot now. I just kind of really watch you. I want to learn more, and when I see like really good trade, then I'll just do it just for fun and to see if I'm doing something right or wrong. But mostly I just kind of observe you guys and learn.
Excellent. Good to hear. Спасибо, товарищ.
Спасибо. You speak Russian, no?
A few words. I know a few gopnik words.
No, don't say those.
I had a Russian friend, and every time he loved ice cream, and during the summer he was obsessed with ice cream. So we had an ice cream spot. We had to have an ice cream every Sunday when we had a gym session, and he made me laugh so hard. He went to the ice cream shop, and the girl asked, "What ice cream would you like, sir?" "To vanilla." That was hilarious.
That's funny.
Anyway,
funny.
Yevgeny, good to have you on board, and I hope
Thank
you
you.
learning new things. Any questions, feel free to ask. All right?
Awesome. Thank you, sir.
You're welcome. Now, starting off with, I did log in already to Bloomberg. So, where do we begin the afternoon analysis, ladies and gentlemen? Where do we begin the analysis?
From the beginning.
Hello, Sophie. From the fundamentals. It's the top-down approach. So yes, we could jump on the chart. You know, you can see some entries, but I like to summarize what happened yesterday, what's happening now, and what is the market sentiment currently. Now, this morning we had a 40-minute morning briefing. It was quite, you know, long, but we had so many things to discuss. And in my opinion, the market currently is in a bullish market sentiment, which you may noticed on on gold and USD indices. Now, every single time when we have earnings season, because right now it is, you know, bang on middle of the earnings calendar, the earnings season, and we have some of the biggest companies reported yesterday, including Alphabet and Microsoft, and the revenue and actually the earning call after was quite disappointing. I mean, these companies are huge, and you have to listen what they have to say. And if these companies say that, well, you know, the revenue from advertisements slowed down, obviously it's difficult to compare to last year, because last year, due to the pandemic, YouTube and you know, all the advertising was booming. So if it's difficult to compare this year's revenue to last year's, because last year it was phenomenal. And actually there was a chart about the market. Bear market rally 2. I'm going to read this. So actually it's difficult to compare it to last year. Oh, here it is. I'm going to show you the chart that by how much did not increase Alphabet's revenue. So in 2020, when the pandemic hit, everyone was at home watching YouTube and, you know, all the silly social media channels. So advertisement was booming. You can see this massive spike in 2020, but then gradually, as people went back to work, the revenue has dropped. And right now, the revenue is where it was in 2013. So almost 10 years. This is the lowest revenue of Google. And what it signals and what they forecasted, of course, it's because mainly the dollar strengthening as well, or partially, and the dropping demand for watching YouTube. And what they forecasted is that they are facing quite tough, you know, times ahead. And of course, this is going to have a weight on financial markets. Why is it going to have a weight? I showed you this chart already this morning, that you know, Nasdaq is heavy with tech stocks, right? We discussed this in the morning. Who knows how much percent are the tech stocks in Nasdaq?
Is it 60?
Close to 50. So I'm gonna go show you Nasdaq, members weights. Wow, that's a big window. Okay, I'm going to filter it down into sectors. I'm going to show you the historical summary of the weighting of tech stocks. You can see that Nasdaq Computer Index is 49%. So, and in 2022 May it was 50%. So it's close to 50%. Half of the Nasdaq index is tech stocks. So if these big companies starts to talk bearish and they're expecting, you know, slowing demand and you know, lower revenue, that's going to affect every single stocks in the market. Now I want to show you another chart which I showed you guys in the morning, which is the USD Japanese yen, and pretty much it shows the dollar strength. And you can see that the dollar is increasing as crazy. It's the year of the dollar, because dollar is very bullish, is the dollar momentum. But also we have some retracement and pullbacks, and I showed you guys this in the morning that it's going to shock you, but listen, watch this chart. So on this chart you can see that how the dollar strengthened you know, this year. But you can see that we have these pullbacks, and what a coincidence that these pullbacks always line up with the earnings season. Surprise, surprise. You can see that the last time, so the Q2 earnings was released in July, because we have January, February, March, and then April is the Q1 earnings, and then the next 3 months is Q2, and the earnings is in July. And as soon as the earnings came out, we had some good earning reports, and not too good earnings reports, but it doesn't matter because investors and traders went absolutely mad, started selling the dollar and started buying stocks. You can see this pullback. It was a rally on the stock market and gold, but as soon as the earnings season ended, or the reporting month ended on the 1st of August, everything was back to normal. And you can see that the dollar continued to strengthen and the stock market is continued to fall. So if I move out from this chart, let's see, what do we have? That's September, February, July. You can see that at this part, this is when the earnings season really started to kick off with the big tech companies reporting. And guess what? On August, it started to drop because it was the end of the earnings season. So that's what's going to happen right now. And we already started to see weaknesses in, the tech companies. And slowly, investors and traders are going to realize, and they're going to sober up, that we still have high inflation. The Fed is going to raise interest rate next week, ladies and gentlemen, next week. Right now we are in the blackout period, so we can expect some further stock market, strengthening. But if the bearish sentiment weighs on stock markets, then we can see a drop earlier than next week. But if for some reason the bulls continue to prop up the price because they know that the Fed entered into the blackout period, so they cannot say anything about the next week's monetary policy, then we're going to see some further strengthening. So next week we are going to have national holiday in Hungary. That's good. I'm going to have a day off then. And we're going to have in the US FOMC interest rate decision on Wednesday. Look at this thin day. We have one of the biggest events. And on Friday, we also have non-farm payroll. Now, these two events alone can crash the whole market, but having them on the same week, stock market is going to melt. Gold is going to melt. What do you think the Fed is going to do? Are they going to stop with the rate hike, or are they going to slow down or continue with the rate hike? 1, 2, 1, 2. Continue. Absolutely continue. There was actually an article on Bloomberg today saying that the Fed won't slow down with the rate hikes because they are committed for the rate hikes. So in this light, what I'm expecting this week is a lot of shit. It's going to be extremely volatile, and this is one of the most volatile week in the past 3 years. Volatile as during the pandemic when it kicked off. And what I'm expecting is, have the volatility continue. We're going to have surprise earnings, price is going to be pushed up. Then we're going to have some disappointing earnings, the price is going to be pushed down. So it's going to be quite a bumpy road. So be prepared. The only thing you can control is your stop loss, is your position size, nothing else you can control. So, we're done the macroeconomics. Let's have a look on the economic calendar to see if we have any tradable data today. None. Of course, we have, the Canadian interest rate decision. We have, interest rate decision. Now that, I think it's going to be bearish for the dollar, but I'm not sure how is it going to affect the stock market. So I don't trade Canadian dollar, but right now, because if you look at the interest rate differential between Canada and the US, let's see. So Canada is not far away from the US. You can see that the 2-year treasury yield in Canada is giving us a 4.2% yield, whereas the US 2-year treasury bond giving us 4.4. So if Canada is going to prop up the interest rate 75 basis point, is the 2-year treasury yield going to go above the 2-year American? Yes, it will. So the question is, are investors going to jump in for a week because of the higher yields with a 2-year maturity paper?
No.
I don't think so as well. So this is why it's a bit tricky to trade today with the interest rate decision in the calendar. And other than that, we are going to have the new home sales. And we have still earnings season. Loads of bearish news coming out from the stock market. It's an absolute mess. So today I'm going to keep it easy. I had 3 stop losses this morning. I still have GBP USD running in a nice profit. That helped to cover for the losses and paying for the bills this month. But, you know, everything else is just a shitstorm. How was your week? How did you manage to trade gold and stocks?
Just gold for the week. And now you're stuck.
Me, I'm break even.
Break even.
I'm a profit.
I'm
You're
also
in
just
profit?
scalping really.
Asian sessions have me in profit so far this week.
Yeah. Okay, you guys are.
I'm in profit.
It's a little bit you know, unfair to ask you guys because you are alphas. In most of the
Yes.
days you are in profit, so I should have asked, you know, the man of the street, how is the trading going? Because I know you guys doing well. All right, but I didn't have much luck on the market this week. GBP USD was the best trade of the week, but other than that, I keep getting slammed by gold and US 30. So let's have a look on.
We are doing good. We are doing good, but my only problem, I can say for a lot of persons too, is making the trade. Most of the time, I got on break even really quick or lost a trade really quick. On next time, I'm afraid to enter again and go straight what I thought it going to be, and that's made the trades so more hard.
So what's
That's
the
my main
solution
problem.
for
That's
this?
my
Are you holding the trades for too long?
No, probably. I remember the last one that I was so stressed and so mad was on CPI. I sold. Everybody was solding. I knew. Everybody knew, and I removed it because I was afraid. And when it was released, just I didn't enter again. I know happened again yesterday. Was the same thing. I opened. I won the trade. I was trying to buy again, and I bought, but I was afraid again. And exactly since right now it's already going more $20 already, and I said, well, I think my main problem is on MetaTrader, is on in seeing the numbers and seeing the money. I think it's so different being the chart. I don't know what you think.
Yeah, I feel you. It's not easy.
You know, sometimes you just send a sell, or we see a sell or something to do, but we are so different, and you probably make 10 trades, I make one, everybody makes so different things, different prices, and that's the main problem, I guess. Mine it is. I think it is.
We're going to
I
work on
think
that.
what you should focus on is like the psychology, because it's okay to feel fear when entering a trade, but at the same time you also have to think about the probabilities, and that's when your risk management comes. Like if you're just risking 0.2 to 0.5%, then you know, in the long run, if you have like a good strat that you've already proven, then you're still gonna be in profit. Yeah, so I also like do a lot of FOMO and revenge trades, and yeah, it's the worst, but that's how you learn.
Because it happens sometimes. You sell it, you don't sell it, you should sell it, and you think to go that way, and
Yeah,
you didn't
I also
happen.
have a problem of because I just scalp really, but depends on the level. I keep some running, but I always cut them short because I'm like, it's already in profit, it's fine, but it's, you know, it's affecting my bottom line. But
I want to
you
see your
just-
bottom line.
Thomas. Later.
Ooh, private show.
Private show. What do you think about shorting gold again?
I'm in a short.
I'm in a short too.
Up in the short, yeah.
I'm waiting for
Also in a
level
short.
I'm gonna
Yes,
be
too.
gonna buy at like 60.
I'm also in a short.
62.
Full margin. Let's go this time.
Full margin. Let's go, brothers.
1674. I went in short.
What's
Wow,
your TP
that's the
score?
top.
74, really? 71 here. $73, but
69 here.
I think I'm a little bit lucky. I marked my levels, had a sell limit that opens.
I had a
If I see price action, then I shouldn't open on that level.
I had a sell at 73, but I got too pussy. I closed it at 70.
see exactly what I said.
Yeah.
The same thing. But I remember this morning briefing, Thomas was saying about gold is going up a little bit more. Do you remember, Thomas? And I was thinking, wait, this probably going to up until New War time, and start making a bearish sentiment and going down. Exactly what is happening, and I saw that's why. On
Nice.
71, and we see if you put the gold on 15, we can see the wick. A candle a week. Let me see. 30 minutes, 1 hour. 1 hour, no. Yeah, we see a candle wick, and I saw it there in 71. But Raul was the boss.
One of the reasons I entered into sell is because of the, if you have a look in the previous high, that really bright green. So I'm using Lapel's key levels, which is a brilliant tool and I highly recommend to everyone because it marks you the opening, the closing, the high, the low, these prices, and it's absolutely brilliant. So I don't have to do manually every single time. Oh, look at that, gold is dropping just as when I entered. Okay, you can reduce the stop loss a little bit maybe. So gold is falling nicely, and going back, you can use Lapel's indicator. It's absolutely brilliant, and that was the reason, because of the previous high. And how nice is gold finally dropping? Oh my god. Running in a whopping 14 pips of profit.
Just as you entered, it started dropping. Thank you for that,
Yeah,
Thomas.
and US 30 as well. But you know, I had
So
no
yeah,
luck.
I'm in
sides.
the
I had 3
6500.
stop loss hits before. I have to, you know, emphasize I had 3 stop loss hits with gold and US 30. So just because I have a good trade, I had losses as well before. You know, guys, as
You're
well.
not alone. I've had 2 SLs hit this morning. I was gonna call it a day. Well, I joined the afternoon Zoom, and there we go.
I think it's because of you guys.
Let's
you
go.
bring- Woo-hoo-hoo-hoo-hoo. US 30 is melting. I'm gonna close down the GBP USD trade, guys. I'm gonna close it down. Yes. That's way too much money to leave it. How is he? On the first one. First one, I'm gonna leave some runners. I'm gonna close it at the other position half. Oh, sorry, I didn't show you. So gold is running in 22 pips. US 30 is 55 pips, which is quite modest, but you know, it's better than nothing, innit? So Patrick Johnson is asking about the tool, which is called Lapel. Lapel. It's very French sounding. Lapel key levels.
My bad.
Lapel. Lapel. Do you like sausage?
Nou, interessant, man. Om 15 minutes, I have a massage. Count that also?
A massage.
Yep, the massage on the here on the at work is coming
Company
by.
property.
Yeah, man, that's the extra benefits.
Oh, you calling girls to give massage?
No, it's a sport massage. So,
oh, it's not a call girl massage type.
He hurts you.
That's an extra $5, I guess. You know,
yes.
if you want to try.
Yeah.
That's not the type of massage you want if he hurts you.
Nah,
anything,
but,
you know, $5.
It's good for the
$5.
back and the neck.
And
he's
crack.
coming every 2 weeks.
All right. Let's see how far it's going to drop. What do you think? Where would be a reasonable take profit level?
60.
1575.
60 would be a reasonable take profit.
1675?
No, 1575.
1575, yeah. 1620. Yeah, the previous high is definitely... We always take profit, or usually I take profit always at the previous low or previous high, which lines up with 1660. And that gives us, coincidentally, 50% of the profit target. And then the next one could be, you know, around 55. And, of course, the daily pivot, which is the previous low. Easy, in it.
Easy peasy.
Yeah.
Easy
I have
life.
A buy at 60.
You have what?
I have a buy at 60, looking at like price action on that level.
Oh, okay. Yeah. If it drops to 60, I'm a happy bunny for the day. And regarding US stocks, I talked about the market sentiment and how Alphabet and all the big tech firms are affecting the market sentiment with the disappointing news, with the disappointing forecast and earnings call. And I'm speculating on that. But even if it doesn't drop this week, next week we're going to have FOMC interest rate decision, FOMC meeting minutes, FOMC meeting and press conference, and NFP. Stock market is going to melt. So I'm going to be patiently waiting for that. But for now, gold is dropping very nicely.
Let the trade come to you instead of go to the trade.
No rush.
It's so easy. It is.
Today I've rushed into 2 trades. Both of them were stop loss hits in the morning, so it doesn't matter how long you've been trading. You're gonna do the same mistakes, but hopefully less and less time. Oops, no, I wanna do it. So short on gold, short on US stocks. Hubert Bilaglovic Kohamcha is asking, Tomasz, what's your leverage? Yes, it's 1 to 500. Okay, gold is running in 22 pips of profit. US 30 is running in just floating around 60 pips. What positions do you guys have open? And of course GBP USD is 270 pips. Boom.
I'm short gold.
I'm in a CAD buy. USD CAD.
Oh.
Starting gold, yeah.
Yeah, I want to close down most, if not all, trades before the Canadian interest rate decision is going to be at 4 o'clock, so 1 hour and 30 minutes or 90 minutes away from now. As much as I love Canada, I don't want to be around the Canadian interest rate decision. So John is asking, why can I add the pip counter in MetaTrader? Lucky boy. I made a video about that on my YouTube channel. Just go to my YouTube channel and look for the video pip counter.
So I have a question.
I like girls.
I bet you do. With the Canadian dollar, is that going to affect the US dollar when they make those decisions today at 10 o'clock?
Have you been to the morning briefing?
Yes, but I don't recall.
Right. So let's have a look on the interest rate environment between the two countries. US 2-year is the US 2-year Treasury bond yield. CA2Y is the Canadian 2-year Treasury bond yield. What is the Canadian yield, Kenta? How much is it?
I do not know. Was it about 4%? Ain't it?
It's right in front of you, mate. 4.15% on the 2-year maturity bond. The US is slightly higher. The US is slightly higher at 4.4%. Now imagine that Canada is raising with 75 basis points. That's going to push the yields above the US 2-year. The problem with this that the US is going to have an interest rate decision next week and most likely going to raise interest rate with the same size, 75. So it's going to put back the same interest rate differential where they are now, so that 1 week isn't going to make a difference. But I don't know how is it going to affect the market, because to be honest, I never had this kind of experience in trading where, or that I don't recall when interest rate decision between the two countries was so close, and yet the difference wasn't too big. Does it make sense, Kenta? I think we lost Kenta.
No, I'm still here. It's just
beautiful.
It's just not clicking in right now. After I study it for a while, it might.
That's fine. Once you place a trade, trust me, you're gonna remember this.
That's usually how I learn, when I screw up and lose money.
Yep. Learning by doing. That's the best teacher.
But I appreciate you explaining it.
No problem. Just doing my job. Oh, we have 528 people watching the stream, yet only 170 likes. That's quite disappointing, isn't it? So what do you think? If Canada raises interest rate to 75 basis points, meaning that the short end of the yield curve is going to be offering higher yields than the US, even though it's only for a week, because we have... no, it's even less than a week. No, exactly a week, sorry. We're going to have the Fed interest rate decision. Do you think it's going to hammer down the dollar or US stocks temporarily? Which, by the way, US 30 is at 80 pips profit in a minute. So what do you think? How is the Canadian interest rate decision going to affect US stocks, gold and US dollar?
I think that's going to affect the oil more than the other things.
But
Hello.
what was the question
Yes.
about, Javed? Was it about
It
other
wasn't
things?
you know, the against the US dollar and gold, because the Canadian, they are related more with the oil. That's what I believe. To be honest, this is the way you are teaching us. This is really really different than what we normally, we just open the chart and start trading. But this is the next level trading. I admire you, and I admire all this group.
Thank you very much, brother.
The way you are teaching us.
So, thank you so much for the kind words, but we didn't get any answers to my question. How do you think the Canadian interest rate decision is going to affect gold, US dollar, and stocks?
I think temporarily, just in theory, wouldn't it pump up the price?
Okay, that's one scenario.
Just based off of like what happens typically, but I mean long term, I just think that the market will just try to shake people out, but like I don't really think that there's going to be obviously a long term, like you said, because there's going to be a 75 point rate hike next week for the US.
So if Canada is raising 75 today, the US is raising 75 next week, the differential is going to be exactly the same as today, but even though Canada is going to be in a competitive advantage for a week. So this is why it's tricky today to trade the Canadian interest rate decision. Investors don't like to jump in, short term. Traders do, like intraday traders, but investors are not going to be fooled by, the temporary 1 week, higher interest rate environment. No, because they have to hold that piece of paper for a year to get any return. So the cost would be way much higher. And one thing I've learned on the fixed income desk is we had to be really selective with trades because the costs to buy the corporate bonds were extremely high. So we couldn't afford to jump in and out from trades.
Point to
Somebody's
make,
echoing.
Hello, Chinton.
Hello. In reference to what you're mentioning about Canada, what I'm understanding is, I think last week we had the Japanese dump $30 billion of US dollars to protect yen from weakness. We also saw that yen, which is also the third largest reserve currency in the world, has also dumped some of its yen against the dollar, which is like a currency war that you mentioned earlier.
Yeah.
So, I'm getting to feel that every currency is now going to attack the US dollar. And that's why these interest rates, Canadian dollar and so on, might start having an impact. What do you think?
So can you just summarize in a short sentence? Because we had
the first point is Japanese yen has started a currency war by selling off against dollar.
Yeah.
Second is the Chinese yuan, that's also selling off.
Look at the profit.
That's a currency war again. And then we've got Canadian dollar, which can also start a currency war.
I think the currency war has already started, to be honest, with the interventions.
Yeah.
Everyone's trying to defend their own turf. Japan isn't different. They have to protect the stability. Is one of the, every central bank in the world has a dual mandate, which is price stability and full employment. If you go to any website, any central bank's website, these are the two things you 100% I guarantee you're going to see: price stability and full employment. And of course they have to defend the exchange rate. And right now gold is running in 40 pips profit and US 30 in just under 90. So going back to Chinton, the currency war has started already, unofficially or officially, because some central banks don't admit that they intervene or manipulate the exchange rate.
Yeah, got it.
Problem is that you cannot really prepare for sudden movements or interventions.
Yeah, it's difficult, isn't it?
I mean, unless you work for central bank or if you have inside information, but it's almost impossible to. I mean, Japan, yes, Ali did mention that they're going to intervene. And then 30 minutes, or no, actually 4 hours later, they did intervene. Even though he didn't say when they're going to, he was like, yeah, they will. But even he couldn't prepare for that because no one knows when they're going to pull the trigger. Who's selling gold? Who's selling US 30? Or what positions do you guys have?
Selling gold.
Selling gold.
Yep. Selling gold.
US 30, selling gold. Buying CAD. Buying USD CAD.
Okay, I'm gonna lock in 50% of gold, because that's quite good. 1.6k. Yeah, it's better than nothing. All right. Oh, we made profit today, innit?
Yay!
Every day.
No, not every day. Yesterday we just stop loss, stop loss, stop loss. Only, you know, GBP USD did save my ass. Did
Thomas,
save my
I've never
ass.
seen you really lose that much.
I do. I just don't post it.
But I like at the end of every trading day, you're typically in profit. You're just being humble about it.
No, I do have losses as well, but I like to spread the risk. Yesterday wasn't the easiest day, but GBP USD saved my ass. Don't put all your bags. Don't put all your eggs in one basket. Try to.
Yeah,
don't put
don't
your
put all your
bags
bags
in
in
one
one
egg. Yeah, that's gonna break for sure. Double your money Wednesday.
I'm sorry, Thomas. What's the indicator again for the daily points? The levels, level or something you
Lapel's
mentioned
key
earlier.
level.
Lepel, if you check on
It's
Discord,
LEPELLES.
Lapel. I don't know who is lapel, but that is a sexy indicator showing the yesterday's low, previous open. Even the moving averages are shown.
Thank you.
You are welcome, my friend. Oh, very nice. 50 pips on gold. Unbelievable.
so if you are still searching for the name, you can go to the group chat on Discord, and the pinned messages you'll see Raoul's screenshots about this indicator.
And share your chart.
I already found it.
All right.
Ben Ray is asking, is it still worth shorting now? Would you feel confident shorting just when the price is reaching the trend line and it's so bearish? Reaching the 21 EMA and yesterday's high? For me, it's too risky. It's too low now to sell. If it breaks the trend line, if it breaks the market structure, you know, it's going to break with an impulse move. And every impulse move is followed by a retracement, which you have to wait. And then you can jump on. That's the secret, brother. Don't rush into, you know, sales. Rushing is never going to do any good.
Too risky to jump in now.
No FOMO, no homo. That's my motto.
Hello,
you,
motto.
you learn really quickly not to enter in a push phase.
US 30 is running in 90, let's call it 100. Round it up. Call this 50 pips. Guys, we made 150 pips, so I think we should only trade together in live trading. Because every single time when I come live, I make money with you.
Alpha community together.
We also make money earlier in the morning.
Yesterday, yes. Today was a bit crappier. But actually, no, GBP USD second trade was really good.
A lot of the days you do, because I'm US time, I'll wake up and you'll be like, oh, I'm plus 200 pips. I'm like, geez, I just woke up.
People would be like, you should have a 24-hour stream.
Yeah, that would be too excessive, wouldn't it?
Wow.
24 hour.
I'd go for it. I don't mind it.
You would like to spend 24 hours with me, Sophie, and B?
Your voice, okay, your voice is so soothing, like it's the best. Literally can put me to sleep.
Sit back, relax, and enjoy the flight. This is your captain speaking.
See, I should edit my what's that Trustpilot was it? I should edit my review and put that in.
Yeah, please. I do anything. $20, $20.
This is a non-smoking flight.
But I don't know what you guys doing. Continue doing because gold is dropping nicely.
Somebody's echoing really bad. I don't know if you can hear them, Thomas.
Wagwan.
Wagwan. So First Million is asking me on YouTube that who was better fixed income trader, Thomas or El Arian? I mean, it's humbling that you mention my same name in the same sentence with El Arian, but El Arian is the god. One of the best Arabic traders. He's very good. He's really good with fundamentals. I do listen to every single time he has something to say. He's a smart man. And if you don't know who's El Arian, and I'm going to mute Javed because it's freaking annoying that he's echoing. El Arian is a brilliant guy, brilliant man, very, very smart. I think he worked for, what was the last bank? El Arian, Mohammed El Arian. He's an economist, president of King's College, Cambridge, and chief economic advisor of Allianz. Yeah, he is very smart. I highly recommend everyone to follow on Twitter and wherever you can. And he even written books, which I recommend to all the... there you go. The Only Game in Town, Central Banks, Instability and Avoiding the Next Collapse. It's a very good book, written in 2016. You're welcome. Mohammed El Arian.
Thank you for the information.
You are welcome, sister.
Thomas, when you were on the trading floor or working as a fixed income trader, do they, like, when you're becoming a trader, do you take tests and other things on psychology, or is it something that you learn as you acquire the profession? No.
No, they figure out quite fast on the interview whether you're suitable for the job or not. At least in my
Oh,
case.
so they. Okay.
Yeah, I mean, of course, everyone is, you know, can pretend, but on the job, in the first week, they pretty much figure out how can you handle stress.
How do they vet that? Like, how do they vet people for that? If you don't mind me asking.
It depends on the personality. I had a guy, Korean. He was slightly older than me, like 4 years older than me. He was talking to me like really bad. He called me an idiot in front of all the colleagues on my first day. But his boss and my boss was a very nice guy from Seoul, and he said like, "Nah, don't listen to Sean." It depends from the, you know, company culture. But
They just
if you
everybody's just got like their rite of passage or how they test you.
Yeah, but you know, in fixed income trading, stress isn't an issue because we're investing in years. There's corporate bonds maturing in 2, 3, 5 years, so why should we stress? I mean, I had 2-hour lunch breaks. Can you imagine? I went to the gym, I went to have lunch, and even had time to do the sauna and steam room. So that wasn't a stressful job, trust me. What was stressful is when I had to do all the exams to get approved by the FCA, because I traded capital markets. So the Financial Conduct Authority, which is the British regulatory body, the only way I could get access to the trading integration in Bloomberg, so in Bloomberg is called the EMSX, which gives you access to the prime broker, EMSX. So this is to submit a trading ticket, but I'm not linked to any prime broker because this is a private account. So I don't have access to private brokers. I can't place any trades on Bloomberg. But in order to use this integration in Bloomberg when I was a fixed income trader, I had to do certified exams. I had to do an exam in UK financial regulation, derivatives, capital markets. If you have a CFA level 3, it's fine, they accept it, but I didn't have it back then, so I had to do all of these exams. Now that was freaking hard, because I was new in the job, and they said, yeah, we want you to start trading, but you have to have the qualifications. Can you do the exam tomorrow? I was like, fuck off. The book was like 300 pages, just the regulation. I was like, no. And a week later, the guy, not the guy, the lady, the office admin signed me up the exam for 5 days. So started on Monday, exam was on a Friday. Of course I failed.
Oh my gosh.
Of course I failed. And I had the exam after work at 2 o'clock, but I didn't go back to the office. And on Monday, everyone was like, nah, did you pass? Did you pass? I was like, nope. That was disappointing.
Oh no. How many times did you have to take it? Did you just take it the second time and pass?
I failed twice on that exam. I passed for the third one, but obviously it was a lot of stress. And the next one was an even harder exam on the securities part. So if you go to the CISI, you know, you can sign up to these exams, you can get the book, and you can do the exams. It's only like £200-300. So it's not a big money, but it's a really tough exam. And I did.
Sorry.
So I did the capital markets. I have a diploma in capital markets. You have to do fundamentals on financial services and the foundation, and then you have to do the capital markets. And where is the UK regulation? Then maybe they changed it around. So you can do these individual courses. The capital markets I highly recommend, because that teaches you about all the markets like FX, currency, stock market. So this was even harder than the UK regulation. And then I had to do the other ones as well. But it's a good course. It's the British CFA.
Okay. Well, how much value do you think that would bring as far as just a retail trader?
On some parts, yes. Like learning a little bit about economics and the currency market. So actually I have the book right here. So this is the securities the CISI securities exam. I think I have the PDF as well.
Yeah, I'd like to buy it because I'm sure there's things in there that like that wouldn't bring nearly as much value, and I would just rather focus on the things that have higher leverage on my performance.
It's not going to help you in day trade. It will help you to understand how the market works.
Okay, that's good.
Let me find you the things. What's securities, right? No, I think I have the PDF. I can send you the book.
That'd be cool. You don't have to worry about it right now.
I have nothing else to do really. I mean, positions are running. We are in profit, so I have nothing else to do.
I really admire your work, Thomas.
You admire my what? My hairline.
Your work.
No, I admire his work too. Me and my buddy both bought your course.
Thank you, brother.
When you were using the fibs on the training, we were like, "This guy's a wizard."
Ah, no.
We're like, "How does he do this?" Like, it was just, yeah, it's just unreal. It was unreal.
Thank you.
Like, I was just so blown away. Like, I was like, I didn't think that you could be like that good. Like, just aligning fundamentals with technicals.
When did you join?
It was so impressive. Like 2-3 weeks ago.
So you have
2 weeks ago.
kind of like you joined the morning briefings. You see how the fundamentals affecting my trading and the technicals as well together, right?
Yeah, because I'm U.S. time, so I get up around I get up at 4 and I watch the fundamental, or I watch your weekly webinar, and then obviously watch the market and stuff like that. So that helps a ton.
Yeah, most of the people joined because they like to listen on the fundamentals, and I freaking love enjoying it.
Yeah, I since I joined, I actually just have gotten really interested in economics and how the flow of money works and monetary policy and all these things. I find it really interesting, and yeah.
We can tell you're addicted to it, Thomas.
How? If you want to start economics, at university when I started my economics degree, when I was an undergrad, this was the first book they forced us to read the first week.
23 things they don't tell you about capitalism.
Yeah, you can download it on this link, what, Z Library or something. Yeah, Z Library. Highly recommend to buy the book, not the PDF, to buy the freaking book because it's worth every single penny. And it tells you things, how economists work. Why were the washing machine a bigger invention than the internet? It gives you the answer to that, and many other interesting topics as well. Read it. I think it's a good start, but also this book has many flaws. And once you read it, you will be surprised, like, oh wow, that's brilliant. And you start thinking as an economist, but the next level is start questioning, like, okay, why is he saying this? That's not entirely sure, because he's only showing one part of the story, and you need to have a pluralistic approach, pluralistic thinking, which you can then take into trading. For example, you think about, okay, so the market is clearly bearish because interest rate is going up, inflation is going up, so stocks should go down. But if you have a look on stocks and gold in the past few weeks, it's going up. And then you need to think why. And then you bring in market sentiment and start thinking in a pluralistic way.
Yeah, okay. That helps a lot. I'll get the book.
B, you wanted to say something, sorry.
Oh, I was just saying you're addicted to economics and finance, so it shows.
I love economics. Economics is sexy.
No comment.
It is sexy. Hey, Gian. How is the head of economics? Gian is, I saw his progress in posting in the group, you know, economics, and he is developed a lot. And I'm gonna close down 50% off the gold position because it's bumping up.
Yeah, I agree. I enjoy what you're posting, Gion. Pick it up.
Oh, thank you.
He answers all the questions on the on the videos in the morning briefing. I think it was like 2 days ago. Thomas said he didn't want to hear from him. He wanted to hear from somebody else because he answers.
That
them
was
all.
Bilal, not Gion.
Oh, my bad.
No, Gion is very quiet usually, but Bilal, I like Bilal as well. He answers. I like that he's very active, but sometimes, you know, we have to give some space to those people who are not very active. Because, you know, Bilal is always active. I know he knows, but I want to see the quiet ones, how much they know. Because Bilal is fine, he's smart, but you always have to embrace, you know, the quiet ones. The other book, which I highly recommend to everyone, is it's life-changing for me, because this is actually one of the best or the most famous traders. What was his name?
Can you show us again?
Reminiscences of a Stock Operator. If I had to choose one book to read again, it would be this one.
Can you show the book again, please?
Yeah, I'm showing. So, obviously, I actually have a few other recommendations. So, Reminiscences of a Stock Operator from Edwin Lefebvre. This is a amazing book because this guy made it 2 or 3 times to the top, but he lost big time, everything, house, family, everything. But then he stood up again. He was a commodities trader, like he traded cotton, early as 1920s. The other book is The Market Wizards. Now, this is a must. You cannot trade if you not read this this book. Hedge Fund Markets Wizard is my favorite. From Jack D. Schwager.
Got so many books to read now.
Mate, have a look on my shelf. It's only a quarter of the books I've read. Because the problem is that this shelf isn't very strong. So if I would put all the books, it would collapse. So, going back to technical analysis, because, okay, we talked, but, you know, gold is now bounced off from this trend line I drew, and also yesterday's high, and we discussed that it could be a potential support, which was a resistance, and so far it's acting very nicely as a support. We had an 80 pip drop, profit booked, most of it. Now it's running in 47 pips of profit, but we're gonna keep it, you know, that's why we're taking partial positions. And the first price level that we discussed, it's good for profit taking, was around the 1660 price level, which price has reached. Again, close this one. So 1661 tapped. Okay, we took profit. So now the question is price going to bounce back and clear the previous yesterday's high? This is why it's important. We don't know what's going to happen. We have New York Stock Exchange open. We have earnings season. We have so many things which are uncertain. So we don't know how is it going to react. Take profit. It might going to create a double top, or it might just going to break it through. I'm not a magician. Took profit. The rest is up for the market. So, Joey is asking, new here, could you explain what is discussed in these briefings? Guys, can you explain what's discussed in the morning briefings? Which are, by the way, uploaded to the website.
Market fundamentals, news, just kind of everything from top to bottom about what you need to know before entering trades on the following day. Economics,
analysis,
currency strengths, bonds, dollar strength, dollar weakness.
I need to do another economic session. Yeah, so basically pretty much the same as I do in the afternoon session, but in more in depth, because before London Open we have time, you know, we have a morning coffee. I do the morning session 30 minutes long, talk through about you know, what I see on the market, have a look at Bloomberg, read the news, understand the market sentiment, which is dominating the markets. That's the most important, the market sentiment. Doesn't care how smart, you know, market doesn't care about how smart you are or what qualification and how many years of experience you have. Market is moved by money and market sentiment. It doesn't matter what you think, you have to know what everyone else is thinking. And that's how you can be a good trader. So we started market sentiment, trying to get a feel and a grasp. Okay, what is dominating the markets? Like today, clearly, the disappointing news and earnings of, you know, Alphabet. Every major financial platform is all about, you know, tech stock is going to bleed. And then we look at the economic calendar, we look at other news, we look at, you know, currency strength, we look at the yields, everything. So the whole macroeconomics. And then we break it down into parts, funnel it down, and come up with a strategy. Okay, is it going to be bearish or bullish? If we come to the conclusion it's going to be bearish, then we just look for entry. And then boom, you just have to go down to the chart and then find an entry point with technical analysis. Boom. Joey is asking, is it free? No, it's $1 million, my friend. It's priceless. And by the way,
I can't remember how much it was. Oh, sorry. I can't remember how much it was, but to whoever's listening, you'll more than get your money's worth in
Thank you
value
very
and
much.
trades back.
It's you know, I read the comments yesterday you left on Trustpilot, and thank you so much. I was always crying.
That's what I want. Thomas to cry.
Don't cry for me, Argentina.
All right, gold is pumping back up. We have 22 minutes until the New York Stock Exchange Open, and Anthony, the word is yours.
I just want to say, have a look at DXY. It's having resistance, so it's going back up. So
I was just saying, like, I was just telling whoever's watching on YouTube and stuff like that, like, there's just so much garbage on YouTube of people that do not have legitimate trading experience, and they're just doing technicals. They're not doing fundamentals. And if you watch what they do, it's just, yeah, I mean, Thomas is just way better than anybody else that I've seen because of his experience, and he's a legitimate trader, not just somebody who's buying.
I second that 100%.
Thank you so much, guys.
Yeah. Let's not forget that we have at least a half a dozen other people that have a lot of eyes out there on other markets that we're interested in, as well as some very deep analysis, which we all appreciate.
Raul, Isaac, Sherpa, Sophie, Marwan, Beefy, just a few names. Jiun is posting. Batis, Jesus Christ, he's a machine in analysis. Like, we have an army of analysts. It's like a freaking Barclays Bank.
That's because of you, boss.
Yeah, they calling
You are
me
the
like,
one.
oh, we want to hire these guys. I keep saying, no, they are not going. They're staying here.
The nice
I
thing
get-
about it, Tomas, is that we all work for ourselves as a group to help each other, not for a bunch of customers or shareholders.
Yeah, absolutely.
Can we start the bank? Thomas is the CEO.
I'm looking into how to start, different financial company with different legs, like asset management, prop trading, and fund management. But it's it's a lot of money, and currently I submitted some applications, but the regulatory KYC, it can take up to 12 to 16 months, which is ridiculous.
I'm joining a fintech company, Thomas.
Which one?
It's a broker. But I'm not doing any financial stuff in there. I'm just shooting videos for them.
try to shoot videos on the screens with important data and send it to me. Or if you see any documents that says top secret on the table, just try to shoot those. And gold is bumping back up, US 30 is bumping back up, and now I'm going to lock in the position soon. Let's have a quick look on. So US 30, I'm gonna pull out now in profit. It's consolidating, so it's not a good sign. It could be a sign to break out because it consolidates under resistance. That's not a good sign. Never a good sign. On gold, it just bounced off from yesterday's high. Look at that. The resistance now became a support, giving us a nice natural M pattern. If you want to talk, technicals. So going back to my MetaTrader, I think it's pull out from US 30. Time to pull out. On US 30. So adios US 30, adding another 700 pounds to the profit. GBP USD. I'm gonna keep this one. I like GBP USD now. It was a good boy yesterday. And what should I do with gold? I need some help, guys. What would you do?
I think it's okay to close it.
I think it will go 85, not 85, 80.
69?
Because nah,
See the profit, take the profit.
it will go up, I think.
Make the money, take the money.
Take the money.
Oh, very nice. So, I'm gonna close.
I'm already in buy since it's rejected.
Yeah, I'm gonna leave half a lot. It's not a big position, but at least something is running so I can calm my nerves and I'm not gonna have FOMO. This is a good way if you ever struggling or doubting yourself. Just lock in the profit and leave a tiny runner and see how the market is going to react or how your position is going to react to the market. That way you don't have a FOMO to place another trade. Something is running, you can observe the market and you can learn. Because I guarantee that you can have 1,000 demo accounts, you can do 1,000 My Forex Fund demo challenges. The best way to learn is with real money. But if you risk too much when you're learning, it's not good. But when you risk little when you're learning, that's good. Especially when you have high impact news, such as the interest rate decision in Canada today. Place a 0.01 lot trade. Have your strategy ready. Always have the direction and the scenarios ready. Choose one. Place a tiny trade and then observe the market. And then you can conclude whether if you did well, pat on the shoulder, have a think about what have I done good. If it was a loss, then think about it. What have I screwed up? Either way, you win. Invest 20, it says the logo is concealing the profits. Well, it's not going to help you to look at my profits. Look at the pips. Doesn't matter if I have $1 million or $20. Look at the pips.
Hey, Thomas.
Hey, Marwan.
I think if we will have a rejection on R2, it's 1666.07. Then I think it's a continuation downward.
It's possible, I do agree. But the problem is it's just so uncertain today with the Canadian industry decision. I felt safer to lock in the profits and just leave a tiny runner. Either way, it's a win. But R2, it looks like, you know, if it starts consolidating just above the trend line, bless you. If it starts to consolidate just above the trend line, that's alright. Keep on. If it starts consolidating just above the trend line, I bet $5 it's going to break through. So freaking hard. It's going to be so sexy to watch. But if I leave a bigger trade running and, you know, have this much uncertainty in the market with the interest rate decision, with the new home sales, with the New York Stock Exchange open, with the earnings season stomping on us, I'm gonna start sweating like a whore in a church, and I don't want that.
I had a open sell on 72 and then I closed it by mistake.
You had a sell at 72 and you closed it by mistake?
Yeah.
But you closed in profit, right?
Yeah, of course, of course.
Then it wasn't a mistake, was it? And look at this rejection on the 21.
US 30, yeah.
Marwan, look at that rejection on the 21 EMA, and yesterday's high is really prices fighting in between the R2 you mentioned and yesterday's high.
I'm gonna wait again till R2. If it's gonna have some rejection, I'm gonna go in again as a small short.
Yeah, we can go probably 69.90.
Hold on, guys. We need to clarify something. So Invest20 says the logo looks ugly. My logo. Wow. What do you think about my logo?
I think
he needs to change the.
This is the first. This is the first time ever anyone called it ugly.
No, actually, he says that because he wants to see the profit, and it's disturbing him to a point that he sees it ugly because he's focusing on what's behind it. So he's so focused on that exact spot. So that's ugly for him. And anything you will, even if you put now a butterfly there, it's going to be ugly too. So it's not about the logo. It's a beautiful logo.
Why doesn't he just calculate it? There's the lot size, and then you can see how many pips. I mean, so easy.
He can also calculate it on the website, but
I think he like Instagram trader. Instagram.
Yeah, I mean, go to.
I don't know what the problem is, but I come back and only things is butterfly and ugly. Did I miss something?
Someone called my logo ugly.
Where did he have that butterfly? Oh, sorry.
Someone called my logo ugly, which I feel personally offended. Very, very offended. I think it's a pretty logo, a very nice logo, and I have it on T-shirts actually, and I'm gonna have it tattooed on my left cheek.
Oh. Okay. Too much information.
Which cheek?
Just kidding.
There you go.
Bottom one.
You need to use a compass.
So, going back to the chart, ladies and gentlemen. Now, this has been officially... Ugly is the new beautiful. Oh, Fabio is a designer and says it's not ugly. No, it's not ugly. It's a beautiful logo.
Si, senor.
I am personally offended.
Yeah, man.
So, Aussie Trader says, what's really ugly is asking to see someone else's profits when you're joining their live stream for free, then calling their logo ugly. Wow, yeah.
There you go. That's the right answer.
Boom. Well, I can have it turned on. You know, if it makes you, happy, you can watch as much as you want.
Happy, happy.
So, going back to the chart, look at how nicely the 21 EMA in yesterday's high is actually starting to reject the price. See how she. So, chances are good that because we have the... Okay, so here's how I do macroeconomic strategy. We talked about that Canada is about to have interest rate decision today, right? And because the interest rate with the 75 basis point rate hike is going to be push the short end of the yield curve, the 2-year, higher than the US, many of the traders would think, oh, the interest rate is going to be higher in Canada, therefore Canadian dollar is going to strengthen and US dollar weaken. But that's incorrect, because if you just look a little bit beyond, next week in the calendar we're going to have another interest rate decision for the US. And that's why I think gold is going to continue to go down, as well as stock market. So for this reason, I'm going to place another tiny sell to put my money where my mouth is, and to show you that, this is how you make a macroeconomic strategy. Now I'm using only a tiny lot, so don't get fooled. It's one lot, it's not a big one, but it's enough to test my theory. How you think different than the market? 99 or big percentage of the people would think, oh, interest rate is higher in Canada, therefore dollar is going to go down. But, think a little bit ahead.
Yeah, I also entered another short.
Same here.
We have 7 minutes until market to open. How about we look at the futures market? Because the futures is all about the future, isn't it? It shows you the future. So the futures market could tell us how the market open will be. If it's really close to the current price level or a little bit higher, market is going to go down. If it's really close or lower, then market could go up. Nah, I don't know. It's pointing downwards. Look at that. Nasdaq is negative, almost negative 2%. Who can tell me the reason for this?
I have a 21 lot short on Nasdaq.
Wow, a whole lot.
Bad earnings on.
Yeah, the reason I pulled that from Nasdaq is because of the earnings. But I still so want to short it, because look at this. Look at this. Alphabet yesterday started the shit show. The shit hit the fans, and now we're waiting for the shit to cover everyone else in the room. And I'm getting exhausted now.
It's quiet in here.
He is very quiet. Hello, Philip.
Hello. How are you today?
Very good.
Really, really good.
Oh, there's Raul.
Yeah, man, I'm back.
Philip, are you on vacation?
What?
Are you?
Raul,
I think Philip is.
No, I had a massage.
No.
Did you get some happy ending?
No happy ending. I like girls, Thomas, no boys. With all respect.
Sorry, what did you say?
I like girls. Do all respect for and either everybody's.
Well, I was
preference,
hoping you like
but,
girls because, you know.
Yeah, but the massage is a guy, so I stay flat on my stomach and don't turn. Da-da-da-dum.
If it wasn't the guy, you cannot stay flat on your stomach.
He's sport masseur.
Technically.
Yeah, he does all the ice hockey players.
So he break the ice today.
Yes. So if I have a fight or some fight on the ice, then after that I have to book him.
Ice between you and him.
What?
We have 50
He broke
seconds
the
until
ice
the New York
between
Stock
you and him.
Exchange
I
open.
broke some ice.
So, what do you think? Is the bearish market sentiment after the disappointing earnings from Alphabet and Microsoft is going to weigh on stocks today or not? The Nasdaq index is pointing down 2%, so it's likely it's going to fall so freaking hard that I'm tempted to place a sell on Nasdaq. I just did. And we have 10 seconds to go. 8, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and New York Stock Exchange open. Let's see if the market going to crash or not. I want to see.
Nasdaq, Thomas.
Sorry?
Bring out the Nasdaq chart.
Yeah, I'm gonna change. Whoa!
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah.
Bleeding.
Wonderful.
Have you seen? I draw this chart in the morning. Do you remember this chart?
No.
Fuck off.
Nice.
That's a beautiful chart showing that Nasdaq is going to melt.
Yes.
So
Yeah,
let me just send this
beautiful.
quickly into.
Did you end up shorting NAS 100, Thomas?
I entered as we speak. Before when I joined before the market opened.
Looks like a kind of head and shoulders on the 15 minutes. Or am I wrong?
Damn right.
A very beautiful one. Yeah, very clean neckline.
I like clean necklines.
Yeah.
So, is it too late to short? No, I don't think so. You can use the previous high as a stop loss and you can enter now. It's not too late. This is not financial advice. You manage your own money, you manage your own position and your stop loss. But I fully explained what I'm hoping to happen with the stock market because of inflation, interest rate, and the market sentiment. The rest is up for the market. It's either going to work out or not. Long live the great Daniel Savage. Who the fuck is Daniel Savage?
Gold pumping.
Indeed.
No.
Raul, are you in a sell or buy?
Sell.
Fucking, that's why.
Still.
Early pumping.
But I'm much on the safe side, so no problem at all. I'm more than 100 pips in the profit, so
freaking hell. Okay, so do you want to watch TradingView or MetaTrader? Try to organize the windows, and I'm gonna put NASDAQ on a bigger screen. Is it better like this, or do you want to watch TradingView?
I think it's a little easier to see like this.
Yeah.
For me, but I don't know what other people think.
I know June likes, or Bila likes TradingView.
Thomas, I just want to ask, because usually the Nasdaq and the Dow Jones, they move as and they have this this correlation. But what we can see now, the Nasdaq is falling while the Dow Jones is bullish. So is there a reason?
Why
for
the
that,
which
or-
one? It was the other. Sorry, the Nasdaq, and what was the other one?
The Nasdaq and the US 30.
That's so. What's the difference between Nasdaq and US 30?
The Nasdaq has to do with the top 100 companies in the
Uh-huh.
tech sectors,
Uh-huh.
and the Dow Jones is more like every other.
The 30 biggest industrial companies, right? Or like not technicals, not tech firms. And also,
Yes.
there's a difference in weighting. Well, the Nasdaq is capital weighted, the Dow Jones is, I think it's price weighted average, or volume weighted. So of course, sometimes they do move together, but sometimes the correlation breaks down because tech companies cannot be compared to, so you cannot compare Alphabet with Pepsi.
Okay, sounds good. Thank you.
You're welcome, brother. Ooh, hold on. We had the Canadian interest rate decision as well in 23 minutes, and someone posted in the chat that Canada only did 50, but did we have or not? I'm confused now. Did I miss it? No, it wasn't announced yet, and someone said Canada did only 50 basis point. How did you know? It hasn't even announced yet. Arnold.
Arnold?
Hey Arnold.
Frolic basketball.
And gold is about to hit my stop loss on the second entry. Azza Hossein is asking, what about the USD CAD? CAD news ahead. I don't trade Canadian dollar, hence I'm not observing it. I will look at the interest rate decision. I will look at the dollar. Maybe he's an insider. I don't know, but Arnold, if you know anything that we should know, please step forward and tell us. Put out us from the misery. And Nasdaq is. Let's have a quick look on the futures market, because Nasdaq was down 2% and now it's pulling back, so it's playing dirty. Nasdaq is still, the futures is down 2%, so it's pointing down. 2% is substantial. It's 200 pips. So what the fish is happening with you, Nasdaq? Sort yourself out.
I think it will form everything right now.
I'm down 1k because of Nasdaq. And yeah,
It look like they want to fill this one upper side imbalance.
I'm gonna lock in
And
some. I'm gonna reduce the risk because I don't know whether it's going to bump out so hard. What's happening, but that's not looking good. Anyway, hold the line. Choo Choo Gaming, does he not even read YouTube chat? Does he? Well, what's your question, Choo Choo? Quick look on the futures market again. It's still pointing down, so I'm going to test the hypothesis where the future market is really going to see or able to see the future. So the £1,000 drawdown is now in almost break even. Gold, of course, after it hits the stop loss in the second position, now it's coming down. I'm gonna hold the sell on Nasdaq.
Yeah, I took another sell on gold.
Another one. Wow.
Pivot.
Big Boss Marwan. You like the short.
Yeah. It's a bearish market, so yeah, taking any opportunity.
Someone said the other day that I have sadistic bearish characteristics and I like to short because I'm always shorting.
No, we're buying also.
Dom Perignon and Moet Champagne, right? So Choo Choo
Well,
Gaming is
risky.
asking, how can you learn the strategy? And he's asking, is it SMC smart money concept? Absolutely not.
Smart fundamental concept.
It is a smart fundamental concept. we can call this one.
So Ivan Bosniak is asking, why would you shorten the bullish momentum, bro? So I'm going to answer to Ivan because I know he likes economics and he did comment some good economic stuff. So when I did the analysis this morning, Ivan, the first thing I've been waiting for so long, well, not so long, for 2 weeks, because I'm going to break it down for you quickly to understand. I can run it through because you understand economics. Right now we are in the earnings season, and earnings season tend to be characterized with forced bear market rally. The best way to show you this is when the dollar is weakening. So if you go to the dollar chart or the currency chart, you can see that during the last earnings season, middle of July, which was the Q2 earnings season middle, gold started to go up, stock market started to go up, and the dollar started to weaken. And this is a usual reappearing pattern that during the earnings season, investors and traders go absolutely mad because they see money. They start buying the fucking stock, they start buying gold, they start selling the US dollar. But it only lasts until the biggest companies have reported. It's usually the end of the month, and after everything is back to normal, dollar starts to strengthen, stock market starts to get hammered, gold starts to go down, and this is why it's the end of the month. Okay, the heavy days tomorrow with the biggest companies, but if I see opportunity today, the first sign, Alphabet and Microsoft broke the line because they reported quite disappointing, and they started to, you know, cast a shadow, a cloud over this happiness, and let's buy all stocks. It's earnings season. Of course, I'm waiting with my sharp knife and for every opportunity to short the shit out of US stocks. This is why I started shorting in a bullish momentum. You know, I could be wrong because we're still in the earnings season, but when you're in a box match or a kickbox or whatever contact sport you have in fight, if you see an opportunity, if you see that your opponent is start to stumble on his left leg, you're gonna start kicking the fucking left leg, right? If you see that he's out of breath, you're gonna jump on it and hammer the shit out of the opponent. And that's what I'm doing with the stock market right now. If I see any weakness, I'm just circling around like a freaking shark, and if I see any blood or weakness, I'm gonna attack.
Kaboom. Philosophic.
What?
What? Sophie's waking up. Good morning, Sophie.
Good afternoon. I'm
Oh.
here. You weren't here, Raul.
I'm
What
here.
do you mean?
I am here.
I didn't hear you.
No.
You've been silent.
He was busy getting a massage, remember?
Oh, yeah. Yeah. I didn't want to make any comments.
It's as usual, the girls start talk too much. As usual.
Oh, no, that's not true in this case.
You have a problem with us, Raul?
No, girls. Go for it. Ay, ay, ay.
But I have to I have to add some additional comment that I'm only using, you know, small lots. So if you look at my gold trade, it's only half a lot size, so it's 10th what I usually enter gold, because usually I trade 5 lots, so it's a 10th. On Nasdaq, yeah, it's a little bit higher because you know, I like money, and I like when my hypothesis is right. The highest amount that I can lose with this trade is £3,000, which I already did live at the beginning of the stream. I logged in £3,000 already. So the worst case scenario, I'm going to be, you know, at break even or a little bit higher than break even. So I can afford to risk. And always trust your analysis. That's the most important.
Trust it, brother.
Trust me, brother.
Trust me, brother.
Your own brother. Trust your own brother.
What is that?
Johnny left his mic on. Johnny, I can still see your head.
But only your head, Johnny.
They turned it off. Come on, Johnny. Say hi.
Come on, Johnny.
Come on,
Show your real face. Yep. We can't say anything, man. I can't say nothing anymore to Johnny. He showed his face. See, love.
Oh, please, not another shit day.
Please. Gold is not leaving us alone until it's reached 1680. That's it. And then people will think it's gonna pump up more, and then boom, sudden fall.
You know, we have 10 minutes until the interest rate decision. Nasdaq futures is pointing downwards. So I'm gonna be really curious what the fish is going to happen today. And if anyone can make sense out of this, feel free to leave a comment in the chat, because I would be more than happy to understand. And actually, Alapasan Didak had a good comment. He says that the market, watch out for the Bank of Canada. If the Central Bank of Canada takes less action, the market will think that the Fed also do this and gold fly, which is a good way of thinking, because it could give the false hope to the market that the Fed is going to pivot. So well done, Ali Pashandida. I like this comment. I very, very like it. Because he started to think what made the market think. And we have 10 minutes until Canadian interest rate decision. Looking at the futures market, is still a little bit pointing upward, 1.6% on the Nasdaq. It's still negative, still above or below negative 1%. Europe is bleeding. Asia futures is up. We have 18 minutes, no, 8 minutes. Needs to be updated. 8 minutes until the interest rate decision. So Nasdaq 100 is running in 40 pips drawdown. Gold is running in 30 pips of profit, but that is from earlier today. And GBP USD from yesterday running in 275 pips of profit. I'm gonna hold the NAS short position. Futures are pointing down to south. We have the Canadian interstate decision coming up in 7 minutes. And I think the bearish market sentiment will wait on stocks and gold today. Marwan, are you still holding your gold short?
Yes. I have 1668 stop loss.
$16.68 to just above the wick, right?
Yeah, just a bit above the wick, just
Nice. Slowly gold is start coming down. The good thing is the Nasdaq is, for now, it's struggling to go higher, which means the bearish market sentiment could work in our favor and push the price down. What's your opinion?
I think that if it was going to go higher, it would have gone higher by now.
Yeah, personally, I like the 4-hour candle that happened this night that broke the highs and then closed at the low.
Mm-hmm.
Or near the low.
Yeah, that was a nice push to the upside and a melt. Gold is really looking to come down. Well, we have 4 minutes to confirm my theory.
Wait.
On GBP USD, I would recommend to close down the profits. So I'm going to lock in 90% of the remaining position because it is in a really nice profit. So I logged in another 1,200 and I have 3 lots on Nasdaq, the maximum loss of 3k. GBP USD that closed down, and gold is only half a lot. I'm gonna highly recommend everyone to reduce the risk, because we don't know how the Bank of Canada are going to decide. If the interest rate is 75 basis points, then it should send stocks and gold down. If it's lower than expected, as Ali Basandides said on YouTube, they could give the false hope for the bulls that the Fed is going to pivot and not going to raise 75 basis points next week, which is incorrect. So be careful. We don't know what's the decision. The only thing that you can control is your position size and your stop loss. We have 2 minutes until the interest rate decision. I'm gonna lock in some more position on Nasdaq. Closing down half, reduce the risk, limit the downside, and just wait for the decision.
I have a feeling it's gonna have an immediate dump on gold and NS.
It's coming down now. Okay. So we have 50 seconds to go. Invest 20, I have no idea. It's now starting to print NQ. No idea. What does it mean? We have 30 seconds left, ladies and gentlemen. $19 seconds left. 15. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. And the industry decision is only 50 basis points. Fuck, that is bullish for stocks. How the hell? Okay, I'm gonna close down Nasdaq.
Gold,
maybe
gold.
wait.
Be careful.
That's quite bullish for gold.
Stop loss all hit.
Bank of Canada surprised and went over the expectations. I'm gonna hold the Nasdaq to see what's going to happen. Close down the gold. Okay, the market is going a little bit crazy. I think it did surprise the markets and traders. Everyone's expecting 75 basis points. Bank of Canada slowed down with the rate hikes. That is quite bad. That's bullish for stocks and gold. So I'm gonna lock in the Nasdaq as well. I have to accept that 1k loss, unfortunately. But the surprise is a surprise, isn't it? 50 basis points against 75 expected. Let's wait for the market because it didn't pump up for the surprise. Gold is now coming back down, so I'm gonna enter into a short on gold. If it wanted to go higher, it would have come already higher. So I'm entering a short position on gold, placing this stop loss just above the wick. Have a look in the futures market quickly. Futures is still pointing down on the Nasdaq.
I'll play it like kids.
Hmm?
We now play it like kids. Stop loss taken both sides.
Yeah.
In mind, yeah. Very hard to say.
Well, you know, it depends the market sentiment. We have to go with what the general mass is thinking. I mean, the investors and traders.
Yes.
Bank of Canada did surprise everyone with the lower than expected rate hike. So instead of 75, they only raised 50 basis points. And now we're just watching and observing how is it going to be welcomed by the market? Is it going to be, you know, add to fuel to the fire on the bullish market sentiment? What was the news on new home sales? Month on month decreased. It's actually better than expected.
Better than expected.
Better than expected, which is a little bit more bullish for the market and hawkish for the Fed. The market is really struggling to find direction today. It's just hovering at the opening price, close to the opening price. What's your opinion? I want to hear your opinion because it's only me that does talking.
I agree with you. I can't see any direction, so I'll stay out also.
Still bearish for gold, you know. It's 0.5% interest rate increase on Canada. So I'm expecting it to go down again.
But if you think about the other thing that the Fed is expected to increase 75 basis points, and now maybe less because Bank of Canada, but I don't think that the Fed is going to actually pivot now, or you know, is the stake. The market perception is the credibility of the Fed is at stake. So I think they have to have a 75 basis point rate hike, which would them way ahead of Canada now, another 25 basis point. That is bearish for stocks and bearish for gold. But it's only just, you know, thinking out loud.
And if you look technically, it's respecting the R2.
I'm entering
And
into
Dow Jones.
Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, and Dow Jones also pulled back down. But gold is respecting R2, I think.
I'm gonna enter one standard lot short on Nasdaq. Smaller lot size, I can afford to have a little bit wider stop loss just to survive this volatility until it finds direction. I see bearish on the market. Gold and stock should go down.
Maybe it's fighting the technical side. On the technical side, it's fighting the news because looking at the 1 hour and 4 hour, I'm seeing a higher high and higher low.
So we need still a market structure break on that, right?
Yes, yes.
But who said trading is easy? Mohammed Garabi says, move with the maker. I guess he's talking about a market maker. Well, it sounds easy. Let's move with the market maker. most important. Do your analysis fundamentally and technically, whatever you follow. Do your analysis, jot down the scenarios, choose one and stick to that. That's the most important. Spooderman is asking, so triple your money, isn't it? Well, you can be sarcastic, buddy. Okay, market is now started to pump up. The futures market, Nasdaq, is currently going into positive territory, so it's moved another 0.5 percentage point. So just going to start a poll on YouTube asking whether Nasdaq is going to fly or dump. What do you think, guys, in the Zoom? Is it going to fly or dump? Has it flew already since we had the news and the interest rate? So I asked YouTube Nasdaq fly or dump, and 50% says fly, 50% says dump. US tech shares fall sharply after Alphabet and Microsoft earnings disappoint. Well, I'm still waiting for the sharp fall, but I just got the message from Financial Times. Maybe they see the future, but it doesn't really show up on my chart yet. I'm expecting that the bearish market sentiment to take over and investors to start selling. So now 55% on YouTube says Nasdaq is going to fly. Now 59% says it's going to fly. What do you think, guys?
Short term fly. Long term, it will be rich.
Maybe move up or down, you know.
Yeah, move up because
I'm
they
holding
have
my
space
short
outside.
position.
But we can also go sideways.
No,
They have
it's up or down, but I'm voting it's going to dump.
In my view, directly I will say 500, 11,500. So 570, that is the sell short for the 100 lot. Go for it. Stop loss above the zone. I think they will take this one before they dump down.
You know what? Technically speaking, I think it's going to dump so fucking hard. I'm entering into another sell.
What I'm hoping is that they're going to take the stops under all that consolidation if they want to move up.
Let me show you something. Yeah, that's reasonable. So if you look, because 90% of the people on YouTube, or 99, does technical trading only. For me, that's a clear sell.
Hi Thomas, Hamza here.
Hey Hamza, how are you?
Yeah, not bad, not bad. I'm not gonna lie, it has been a frustrating week of trading. The market's moving crazy. Just a quick question, just on the structure of NAS. 4-hour level, it has failed to break 11,400. So do you think it might reverse to
Hamza, can you
Yeah.
lower the volume on? I don't know who's echoing. I think it's you, maybe.
Is that better?
Yeah, much better.
Yeah. So just on the 4-hour, just based on structure of NAS, it's failed to break 11,400. So do you think it may reverse to hit the higher highs again? Because we're still bullish.
It's reasonable. The thing is, it started moving sideways and is still struggling to break above the daily pivot. And if I look at the 4-hour, yes, we're still in a bullish market structure. So technically speaking, from that perspective, you're right. Gold is keep pumping, that's not looking good.
Swiss franc is falling hard.
Against the US dollar?
Yeah.
It's not good. Or is it good?
One question, you also see the Aussie dollar strengthening against the dollar, and this is a sign of risk on.
Shiko says, close your positions and go take some rest for tomorrow trades. Today is just not your day. Well, you can take some rest, Shiko. Thank you very much for your concern, but you know, trading is not always easy. I do appreciate your concerns.
Something wrong with the Zoom, or everybody's silent? I cannot hear it.
Yeah, I think everyone's sweating and silent, and
Yeah, it's like blackout.
blackout period at the alpha.
I'm done, that's why. For today.
Oh, now they see a bit of resistance, of course. I mean, I just... Oh, thank you, Commodity Central. So, finally, he says, you do well most of the time, Thomas, which is more than can be said for most. Keep up the good work, despite some losses. Everyone's having a heart attack with these losses. Very funny, Joe. Well, you know, we win together, we lose together. But the problem is, you know, with your theory that we know how much we can lose. And the other thing is that, you know, we trade every single day. We have losses, we have wins. I come on live. So, you know, be respectful, because I'm doing this for you guys for free on YouTube. And, you know, losses are built into the game. And only throw a rock if you never had any losses.
Stop losses I calculated. But what was it?
You know,
1670 was the monthly pivot. It's respecting now quite nicely.
It's struggling
now.
to break above yet. And the thing is, I don't care about the stop loss rate. I don't care about the money because I know how much I can lose. And it's less than 1% of my trading account. It's even less than 0.5% of my trading account. What's really pissing me off is if I'm not right. Because I do a lot of... How much work I put into the macro strategy and analysis in the morning?
Yeah, really much.
A lot.
Loads.
And if I don't see something that pisses me off, and I start thinking like, what did I do wrong? And that's the part which I hate the most. So, going back to trading view, now it's really down to market sentiment and technicals in my opinion. The fundamentals are clear, everyone's having their positions long or short. Technically speaking, gold is really nicely holding up this bullish market structure, so as Nasdaq, but because of the bearish fundamentals and market news, and we started to see weakness on the technical level as well, I entered into a short. For me, it's still a clear short, but it's up to the market sentiment. How is it going to be perceived? Because when we started the New York session, everything was bearish. It was the end of the world because Alphabet and Microsoft reported very disappointing earnings. The difference, or what changed since that, is that Canada surprised the markets with a lower than expected rate hike. And the problem with this is because everyone was so sure about that all central banks are going to fight inflation, and Canada was actually the first one who front loaded on the financial markets because they increased interest rate more than what the market was expecting, so they surprised markets, and now they are the first to reduce and surprise the markets again with lower than expected interest rate increase. And because of this uncertainty and surprises, of course the market now may start thinking that the Fed could pivot next week from a 75 basis point rate hike, and this is why not easy. You can draw any trend line you want, you can talk about any SMC, but an SMC strategy, but this is the real reason why the market is now struggling and waiting for direction. So I made my call. I still think that the Fed is going to go ahead with 75 basis point rate hike, and the bearish market sentiment should take over on the market. So a lot of thoughts has gone into this analysis. Let's see how the market is going to perceive. You know, you can have so many people throw shit at you because when you're showing your losses, I mean, that's one of the reasons why many people hate to show losses, because so many people start to jump on like, you know, you're shit, etc, etc. But the thing is, like, if you look back the streams, that how many times we were right on the stream, unfortunately. I'm really curious what's going to happen now. The daily pivot is holding beautifully on Nasdaq. It just doesn't break it through. This right here, this is the daily pivot. This is the new right shoulder. Is it going to hold? I do admit I started sweating like a whore in a church, but I'm still holding and believing in my analysis.
So why does the horse sweat in that church?
Because
Wow.
Do we have to explain that?
Like, what's the technical basis behind that? Not the fundamentals.
Joey is asking, Tomasz, with these losses, why don't you exit and then maybe look for entries when battery confirmation come? No, it's very, very bad for you know, the psychology if you start jumping in and out of trades, because then you start doubting yourself and changing the positions and the market direction as well. And the problem with that attitude of, you know, I calculated the loss, I know how much I can lose, which is 0.47% on my trading account if all the positions hit stop loss. And you know, this is a floating P&L, this is not a loss, this is a drawdown, which is very, very different from a loss. If I was in position, that wouldn't be a profit, it's only floating profit, it's not an actual realized profit. So this is not a realized loss, this is a drawdown. And I have to say, if you trade, you should know that drawdown is part of the game. Okay, I'm gonna close down the GBP USD because that's in profit of 277 pips. So that was a wonderful trade, wasn't it?
Did it was?
Gold held the monthly pivot also
And
nicely
now
and go down now.
we only
Yeah,
have gold and Nasdaq.
Yeah, I went into another sell on gold on the 1670. It's doing very well.
So I have a question from Ruud Jerry Pervrot. Tamas, can you explain this little? With the higher than expected rate is positive bullish for the CAD, while lower than expected rate is negative bearish for the CAD. Of course, because they raised the interest rate lower than it was expected. And if you have a look at the interest rate differential between the US and Canada, if they offer lower yields than US, which is going to raise 75 basis points next week, then of course the demand for Canadian denominated bonds is going to be lower. Therefore, Canadian dollar is going to be bearish. Come on. It's so freaking tough to trade live when the market is not doing anything. What does usually come after the New York Stock Exchange open a few hours later?
Power hour.
Guys,
Absolutely.
I'm leaving.
Power
Have
hour.
a good
See you,
evening.
Raul.
We'll see you tomorrow.
See you
Bye,
later.
Raul.
Bye.
Absolutely, the power hour.
Bye.
Thomas, I don't remember you trading power hour or like in the afternoon if there's not any news. Have you done so before?
We're done, but not on live. So I did post, I talked about during the live session, I posted analysis, and then I was trading and I just posted the results pretty much because I was in my couch.
Oh yeah, yeah. But I was talking about like a streaming or something.
No, because you know, power hour, there's no one specific hour, it's just a few hours before the closing time.
Yeah.
Yeah, you posted the results a few days ago.
Nasdaq is pumping up, but gold seems to struggle to go higher. So Nasdaq is now testing the daily pivot. If it breaks through, then we're going to see higher prices for sure. So now Nasdaq is down 100 bips. I entered in 2 positions. There's cumulative of 2 times 50. And gold is running in negative 30 pips. And now, just want to show you on the chart that the Nasdaq is massaging yesterday's closing price and the daily pivot. So this is an important support and resistance level. If it breaks, then price is going to most likely continue to 11,680. If it holds, then we're going to see a rejection and a pullback to the previous close or yesterday's opening price, which should be, you know, to our benefit. And if you look on the chart, interesting that gold seems to break down with the correlation on the recent pump on Nasdaq and US stocks, and looks like it just stopped.
I think one of the reasons gold's struggling to go down is the yields.
What's happening with the yields?
It's moving exactly the opposite way of the gold.
It found support on...
Like it's on support, but it's struggling to go up.
It is indeed, but we have interest rate decision next week. So currently there is no interest rate decision, which is working against us.
And the yield already break the channel, the ascending channel. It break on the upside and now it break on the downside. So basically, I think it's going to go back to the channel again on the 4-hour time frame.
We have a new 30-minute candle.
And I shared the chart for the yield. It's making an impact right now.
Okay, gold seems to push down the new 30-minute candle.
US 30 is on the run too.
On the run?
Yeah. I'm expecting a red week starting from November.
Yeah, we have the interest rate decision, which is not good. So that's definitely going to push. Even if not today, or today is not our day, next week we have 2 key and prime events which are going to kill the stock market and gold. First, we have interest rate decision. If the Fed increases 75 basis points, it's going to be nuclear for the stock market and gold. And then on Friday we're going to have NFP, which is, you know, adds fuel to the fire. It's going to be very exciting, but now we have to work and fight our way through the earnings season.
And crypto. Guys, everyone, any one of you trading crypto as well?
A what?
A crypto.
Oh, crypto. No, pass.
Thank you.
But I think some other people in the group are trading crypto, so you should ask on Discord.
Oh, I'm just asking, normally in crypto, I just buy and hold, I'm waiting for a good time and I just forget, just wasted time trading up and down. When I do 100x and then I'm taking out.
Yeah, I only have some Cardano, waiting for them to recover, but that's about it.
Yeah, I sold my last Cardano at $3.
Mohammed Gerababi says, movie the market maker like I said. That was his comment. I'm really... The longer we do the stream, I'm really starting to get tired with...
You're getting positive $100. Yay!
I know, but
Well
the
done,
more shit
well done.
leaves the mouth of some people, it just unbelievably, it just starts aching my head. So maybe we're never going to do a 24-hour trading session. But I could say, buy low and sell high. Just move with the market maker, and oh god, really seriously leave it. I have enough shit to deal with now.
What happened? What did I miss?
Nothing. Got stuck in an ugly sideways movement.
Yeah, I've been stopped today 3 times, and that's it, no more.
I'm still okay for the 24-hour session.
And gold is in 1 pip profit, ladies and gentlemen. We have to be happy with the results. These days, 1 or 2 pips. Oh, now you mentioned crypto and the chat is booming up on YouTube. Everyone's talking about Bitcoin and hedge funds, and Bitcoin is the new gold, and oh god,
it's crazy.
I'm sorry.
Do not
Sad,
ever mention crypto.
really sad.
And gold is running in 5 pips of whopping profit. Nasdaq is a minuscule 110 loss. Profit? Oh no, loss.
Okay, guys, I have to leave. Have a good day,
take care,
everyone.
man.
Thomas.
See you later, Marwan.
Thank you, Thomas. Bye-bye.
Take care, Marwan. Bye.
Bye.
So before the stream, guys, did you actually were sitting in front of the computer and watching charts at this time every day alone?
Yeah.
Yes.
Is it better to have the
Pretty
streams and have a chat?
Of course.
Much
They're,
better.
Amazing. And like the group as well,
Excellent. Yeah, I think it's better to suffer together than alone.
Yeah.
No, oh, come on, man. It's not suffering.
Crying in a
It's
group
so
is
good.
much more enjoyable than alone in a dark room.
Yeah, but I think every time we hit SL, it's still like a learning curve. So in essence, you eventually
I would keep
get
your
it
stop
back.
loss every day and night.
Oh, what?
Alright, gold is running in 9 pips of profit. Never mind the negative 125 pip loss on Nasdaq. Gold is running in profit. So how other YouTube traders do when they go into losses? Do they just cut the whole stream and say, well, tomorrow is another day? Or do they stay as long as I am and, show the losses and fight?
I doubt that they're even using live accounts because they never show it. Like might have been demo.
Yes, they all trade on demo accounts, nothing,
Right?
and yeah, no real accounts.
Yeah, and the ones that I've seen before, they're not really more on fundamentals. So they're just like looking at the charts, line this, line that, and all of these things. And I mean, it's well, but at the end of the day, it's the fundamentals, the macro that moves the market.
I agree with you, B, about this. I think, not I think, as of my experience and what I witnessed on YouTube streams, only Thomas is doing such a thing with the fundamentals and the economics and all the inputs and informations he's giving us. I mean, all the streams, all the traders are just doing the technicals and nothing more.
Unfortunately, Nasdaq just smashed one of the stop losses. I'm gonna close down the second position because if you look on TradingView chart now, we are going above the daily pivot, which is not good. So unfortunately today I had to book these 2 losses on Nasdaq, which is not ideal. Unfortunately, losses are part of the game. Today Bank of Canada raised only 50 basis points and not 75, which it looks like perceived or welcomed by the market as a bullish sign. Next week we're going to have Fed interest rate decision, we're going to have NFP, we're going to have a brand new month, and most of the big tech companies will be done with the earnings reports. So I think next week we're going to have better results and hopefully more pips. So today Nasdaq did pull down my trousers, but risk was calculated. The maximum risk was all calculated, so lost no more than 0.4% of my trading account, so it's less than 1%, less than 0.5%. Part of the game. Guys, see you all tomorrow for the morning briefing.
Thanks, Thomas.
Thank you, Thomas.
Have a good
Thank you,
evening.
Thomas.
Good evening.
Thank you. Bye.
And people of YouTube, thank you so much for tuning into the stream. Unfortunately, today was a lost day. This morning we had a very nice profit on, well, actually we had 270 pips on GBP USD. We had 170 pips on one position loss on Nasdaq. 2 times it was 135, and gold is still running in -5. So overall, it was in profit if you calculate the pips and the money wise as well, but Nasdaq did have £1,400 loss. Tomorrow is another day and we learned the lesson. We couldn't affect the Canadian interest rate decision. Hopefully tomorrow we're going to be smarter, but next week we're going to have the prime week of the month straight away. On the first week we're going to have interest rate decision, NFP, we're going to have CPI data I think as well, but maybe that's a week after. So thank you so much for tuning in and see you all tomorrow. This is the Alpha FX.
It's all about experience. It's to feel the adrenaline running through our veins. Like all the things we do that excite us. Whatever world we come from or live in, there are people that are born to succeed. They're called special, to hustle every day for an opportunity of a lifetime. Looking for the challenge to shape our future is something that's in our DNA. A privilege just available for a few. Traders, we see things differently, paying attention to every small detail that would maybe go unnoticed by the common eye. On or by the edge is our playground, with a constant strive for glory, seeking for a new tomorrow. Do you feel special? Take back control of your investments.